The ins and outs of Instagram for real estate agents. I am so pumped and ready to share this with you. All right. So, over the next hour, I'm going to talk about how to get into Instagram, where you need to start, because I know real estate agents are hesitating to show up on the platform. They think it's for the younger people, they think it's for, those selling sexy sunset agents, right? It can be, but it can be for people like us too, my lovelies. All right. I sell business over there all the time. So we're going to talk about that. Let's dive into it and get going. All right. Let me pull up my screen. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I have way too many screens open. Hold on 2 seconds. Let's go over here. All right. Now let's see. Which one is it? Oh, it's of course not going to the one that I want it to. Let's go here. All right. And hit share. All right, do you guys see my presentation? Is it on Canva? Yes? All right, because I once did this and somebody didn't tell me for like 5 slides that they weren't seeing anything. All right, do you see the title of the show? Yes, it's a show. All right, I see Happy Tracy giving me a nod and Alice is there. All right, I see. Oh, look, Joe's here. How you doing? Joe knows. Joe knows. All right, I didn't see our post from Tom Ferry, Joe. We got to see that post. All right. Ins and outs of Instagram for real estate agents. I am your host, Sue Pinky Benson. I sell real estate every single day in Naples, Florida, my friends. All right, so if you need a referral, please look in that direction. And of course, follow me on Instagram at Pinky Knows Naples. All right, so as we get started today, I just want to say this to you because there are so many coaches out there. There are so many academies. There are so many places that you can learn from. And I've had for years people telling me, oh, you need to make an academy. You need to be doing these classes. And do you know, I did some, obviously, but I hesitated to create a full-blown class on it. The reason why was I wanted the pink pudding. All right. I wanted to prove to myself that using social media and video marketing worked to grow my business. It is the sole way that I have grown my business is through social media and using video. All right. So there's my stats. I've spoken at many places, including NAR, the REMAX Worldwide Convention more than once, Boomtown, the Florida Association of Realtors, Inman News. I get business every day from social media. And I don't just teach classes on Instagram. I want you to understand social media marketing is across the board. So I teach everything. And what I teach you within Instagram world is applicable on other platforms. I'm going to show you how it works on other platforms and how to repurpose your content. All right. So my classes include things like short form real estate reels, like how to create those real estate listing reels. I have that class coming up in October. Green screen videos. I just made a note to myself that I need to get that one on the calendar, show you how to create green screen videos that rock. Now, my big one that's coming up in September, just a couple weeks away, I'm going to give you a coupon code for it. My walkthrough video class, all right, my webinar for that class. Now, if you took this one, I did it back in March. If you took it in March, I will give it to you free again because I'm that kind of person, okay? So let me just tell you, if you did the walkthrough in March, I'm going to give it to you again for free. The rest of you, it's $99, but I'm going to give you 20% off if you sign up. This class is what I call my Picasso, right? Like this is my class that I have been doing these videos the longest, and these are the videos that actually sell the home. Now, walkthrough videos are not short. They are somewhere between 10 and 12 minutes long. They can be longer depending on the property and how slow you walk and how slow you talk. All right. But I am going to take you through the entire process of what goes into a walkthrough video, from where you start to what you showcase, what you talk about, where you end up, what you do with them afterwards. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to put them on Facebook because they're going to flop like a bad fish, right? Like they're not going to do well. So I'm going to take you through that entire process because these videos sell the houses. The other big class coming in September is my dear friend Carlos Ramos with Guild Mortgage and we are doing a CapCut boot camp. So if you don't know what CapCut is, it is an app that we use to create all kinds of videos. It is a very robust editing app and there are all kinds of things. So Carlos and I are breaking it down, cap cut for real estate agents, what you need to know. It's coming in September as well. And of course, as I mentioned to you earlier, I now have on-demand coaching. So these are all the modules from my live coaching series, plus more on real estate editing videos, more on how to do transitional videos where you're like dropping something, somebody else is catching it, dropping it, like those type of videos, how to pop in and out of videos. Anything you can think of, I'm putting into this academy. All right. So these doors open September 1st, and then my live coaching starts September 4th. My live coaching, as I told you, is 6 weeks. We get on together, Zoom calls, small group of agents. I keep it very intimate because guess what? I'm watching your stuff. And when I say your stuff, your stories, your posts, your reels, you're going live, and I am giving you feedback to help you with what you are doing on Instagram, helping you to grow, how to get better, okay? Any of my tutorials that are in here will be more than happy, I'm sure, to drop in there some comments on what they said of my class. Now, here is the QR code. You can take your phone, and this will sign you up just to get notifications about my upcoming classes. That's all it's doing. It's not like committing you to anything other than my email list to make sure that you get them, all right? Okay. And of course I have to have testimonial videos. So we're going to do a couple quick testimonial videos.
If you're sitting on the fence, I would just do it. I've been a realtor in Northern Utah for 35 years. Her class is probably in the top 3 investments I've ever made in my entire real estate career.
Thank you, Don Patton. He has been an amazing tutor. You should see where he started and where he is. He is now editing videos, green screen videos, showing up in front of the camera, amazing. And then of course, my friend Allison here.
Pinky is one of us. She's an actual practicing realtor in Southwest Florida that understand our pain points because they are her pain points as well. If you are trying to figure out how to use video to attract buyers and sellers of real estate, then you have to sign up for one of Pinky's programs. Whether you are new to creating video or someone like me who has a little bit of experience, you will benefit from working with Pinky. Make an investment in yourself and sign up for one of Pinky's programs. My name is Allison Newland, and I'm a broker owner in the greater Tampa area.
All right. So if you have questions about my Instagram coaching, there'll be some you can ask at the end, and there's going to be Q&A on everything. All right. Q&A on anything you've got. The chat distracts me because I'm like so focused. So I'm like down there, like I see Ashley commented. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate you. It distracts me. So Christine, my assistant, please keep note of any major questions, but let's kind of hold it until I ask for questions, because I will ask for questions. Y'all are here because this is a free class, right? You're here because maybe you don't know what value I can provide to you, all right? I bring this up for a reason, all right? Before we know what someone can do, we judge them. Is this worth $50, $100, $200, right? Like we know, like for example, Tom Ferry's amazing, right? Verl Workman, amazing coaches. Jared James, amazing. God, there's a lot of men. So many women in real estate, and there's a lot of men we talk about, right? But they're all amazing, and we know their value. So we say, okay, they're awesome. I'm happy to pay it, right? I want to take this and transition into real estate. As I go and I look at everything that's happening in the real estate realm right now, and I see the posts on social media, the problem that we have, the issue that we have is that, somebody's talking. Hold on. The issue that we have is we have not shown up with value. Let me just mute Mary. All right. We have not shown up with value on social media. We've made our job look really easy. Just listed, just sold, just doing my job. Went for $1 gazillion in 2 days. You made our job look too easy. You didn't show up with value. Or you showed up with dumb remarks that make us look greedy and stupid. You can tell because of the comments that people are making on these posts, the everyday consumers. I'm not talking about the real estate agents. When you go and you look at the news articles and you look at the comments, yes, there's going to be the haters. I get that. But when you really dive in, Why? Because we didn't show up with value. So I'm taking an actual post that I saw, no names, nothing like that. But they posted about, oh, cancellation on my listing this morning because the buyer would not sign a buyer broker agreement. Yeah, I get it. You're upset. I'm upset. We're all upset, right? Like this is new. This is navigation. We have to get through the uncomfortable to become comfortable with what we have to offer. But this type of post is not providing value to your audience. This is bitching, okay? I'm going to show you how I showed up with value and how it got me on the news. All right. There was no talking. So all of you that are like worried about, oh, I don't know what to say. There was no talking. This was a dropping key from one place to another. These are all my not all of them, but all of the people in here are Toodlees. They're part of my community because our community is focused on growing like-minded people together to showcase our value. I gave words that were the biggest issue for a buyer to understand right now. Now, maybe in your neck of the woods, they've always had to sign an agreement, but this is new across a lot of places. And I wanted my audience to understand that it's everywhere. It's not just Florida, it's not just Hawaii or Boston or wherever, it's everywhere. So I got together and said, okay, let's make a collaboration video and showcase this. I then took this video, posted it on various social media platforms, and I sent it to the news stations and said, hey, this is happening tomorrow. If you have questions, here's my expertise. I'm happy to talk to you. They called me within an hour. And I was on the news. All right. That's how you show up with value, not by bitching and crying and moaning on social media. So we're going to dive into how to use Instagram. All right. Because I know as real estate agents, Facebook has been our place, right? Like, oh, it's easy. I got it down. Do you know I started back with Zuck when he opened this sucker up for everybody? All right. I was back on Facebook way back then. And I remember A, real estate agents saying, why would I do that? B, I don't know what to post. C, I have no idea how to do this. And y'all figured it out, kicked off all the youngins and brought all the boomers and everybody up. Silent Z or G or whatever they are, they're in there too. All the generations are now in there except for Z. I think they avoided at all costs, right? But it was made for them. It was made for the college kid. We took over. We understood. Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean you can't do it. You can do it. You got to show up and you got to figure it out. And I'm leaning in more and more to my person. And I'm going to talk about this as we go through this today because it's super important to understand this with Instagram. But as you look around this Zoom room, I want you to see and tell me, do you know what an avatar is? What is my ideal customer? Who do you think it is based on what you're seeing in this Zoom room today? All right. But here are your excuses as to why you don't show up. You feel like you got to be camera ready, right? And you got to look perfect at all times. My question to you is, when you go out to show houses, when you go on a listing appointment, do you not have to look ready for that, or do you show up in your PJs? I know personally that even when I'm doing a video CMA, that's how I do my CMAs, all right? And I'm going to actually teach that course in October. I'm going to show you what goes into my Bomb CMA, all right? Even when I do that, I put makeup on, do my hair, put my clothes on. Like, I'm not sitting there in my jammies because my mental state has got to be in the game. And if I show up in my jammies, how does that come over on the other side? Where's my energy, right? It's going to be like, I don't care enough about getting dressed to help you. All right. So I'm still going to show up. So don't tell me that you have to be camera ready. You're getting dressed every day to go do your job. So you can do a video if you're dressed enough for that. You're afraid of being judged or criticized. Hello, people. We're always judged. We're always criticized. You could be walking down the street. Somebody across on the other side is going to be like, who does she think she is? Right? We're always going to be judged. We're always going to be criticized. Think about the real estate agent on the billboard years ago, the one on the back of the bus. You know, you were driving there and you were judging them. You look at them, you go, oh, who do they think they are putting themselves on the back of that bus? The bus bench, which, by the way, why were we on a bus bench? Like, are those people buying houses the ones taking the bus? I'm just curious. I'm just curious. All right. But see, I'm judging. See, we judge and we criticize. It's hard sometimes to see those comments, but I'm here to tell you, you control your social media. You don't like the comment? Delete it. That's all you got to do. Delete it. You're in charge. Other agents are more knowledgeable, or they're just better at Instagram. I'm going to tell you, I follow a lot of people on Instagram, a lot of real estate agents. I see the young, the old, the in-between, and I got to tell you that a lot of them are not any more knowledgeable than you are. Some of them are less knowledgeable, but they're showing up on camera and you know who I'm talking about, right? Like you have them in your feed. You're like, that girl hasn't sold a house yet, and she's over here telling me what to do. Well, good for her for showing up in the arena. She's showing up. You're over here judging and criticizing. Oh, maybe that's why you're afraid of judgment and criticism. Because you're up in the arena. You're not down in the arena. You're in the bleachers. You're not in the show. You have knowledge. We just need to use it. We need to get you to a place that you're comfortable and say, I got it. They're just better at Instagram. Okay, here's a question for you. When you first sat down to put your listing into an MLS, did you freak out? Were you like, holy crap, there's a lot of questions. I don't know what kind of windows they are. How big is the bedroom? I have no idea. Now you've got it down because either someone showed you, like me, right? Like somebody helps you, or you just went in and figured it out on your own, which is what I did. I started hitting buttons, and guess what? My phone didn't explode, and there were no other explosions happening around the United States at that time frame. All right, there was no major meltdowns anywhere. The last one is probably the biggest one, I think. Creating and editing Instagram content feels overwhelming. Sure, I feel it. But you know what? Just taking a part of what I'm going to teach you today and saying, okay, you know what? I'm going to try stories. That's what I'm going to focus on for the next 30 days. I'm just going to do stories and I'm going to learn it. And I'm just going to create content that I'm not going to worry about posting on the algorithm. I'm not going to worry about going live. I'm not going to worry about others. I'm just going to focus. Once you learn one section, then you move on to the next one. We're going to take it in bites. Because, hi, I'm Pinky. I'm 49 years old. I wasn't born with a phone in my hand, all right? I am techie, but I learned it myself. I am not a hot selling sunshine agent. I have wrinkles, but they inject me so that they go away, all right? I'm completely honest about it. I'm perimenopausal, all right? It's all good. I've created a following and 2 businesses from Instagram and social media marketing. One of which is my real estate business, which is over 6 figures. You can too. All right. Now, what did I just do here? I am leaning more into who is my audience. Who is my audience? I'm taking a chance that I relate to women over 40. How many of you are over 40? Women who may be perimenopausal, right? Raise your hand. Maybe you're in menopause already. Good for you, right? You're there, all right? We are women who know our crap. We've been doing this for a long time. But maybe we were raised in a society where it was like, women sit down and be pretty and be quiet. I'm leaning into those type of women because they're they're the people that I love to teach. Now, does that mean that I am not going to teach someone of the male segment or someone who's younger? Of course not. Everybody's welcome to take my coaching. You saw Don at the beginning. He's one of my biggest supporters. Love him. But it's okay to lean more into who is your follower. Who are you making content for? Who do you sell houses to? Do you know some of my biggest customers line up in that same avatar? Women over 40 who are independent, who might be menopausal as well, right? They are my avatar. They are my business. All right. Does it work? Does it get me more than buyers? Does it get you listings? Heck yeah. This is my biggest listing that I got from doing a reel on Instagram. Okay, this is the actual listing itself, but it was $2.5 million, and it came from a quick reel I did on Instagram. But I just want you to see the property. It was pretty amazing. Right on the beach. That's it. Amazing opportunities on Instagram because you go past. Facebook is built for your friends, your family, and your close-knit followers. Instagram takes you beyond them. I don't even care if you're connected to those people that you're already connected to on Facebook, because maybe they're already connected, they're already communicating. Find a new audience. You can get into your community by being on Instagram. Because if you train that algorithm correctly, it will serve that audience. Stats of Instagram: over 1.22 billion people are on there monthly. So don't tell me like, oh, nobody's there. I posted, nobody liked it. They're there. What you posted probably didn't resonate with them. Okay? Gen X men are the fastest growing audience. How many Gen X's are in here right now today? Raise your hands. It's okay to admit it. All right. Gen Z's favorite platform. So now you say, well, Gen Z, are they buying houses? Oh yeah, they're getting into their 20s. They're trying to figure it out. And on top of that, I got Gen Zers. One's about to graduate from college. Do you know that that's how I mainly communicate with her? Everything from like, here's a recipe to cook in your rice maker, to here are things to do in London when you're studying abroad. And when she sees something that's interesting in real estate, she's going to send it to me. She influences my decisions. So think about that. Gen Zs influence their parents. You show up with value, they're going to be like, hey, you know what? She really had something to say about X neighborhood and I liked it. Mom, check this out. It's not just kids. 59% are adults. And 9 out of 10 of them are watching videos. Just think about yourself for a second. Be self-aware and say, okay, it is 11:15, 11:20 in the morning. How many videos have I already consumed this morning on your social media platforms? Short ones, long ones. Did you go on YouTube? You're watching one now. I get at least 1 point. But there are things you need to know about Instagram. All right? Things you need to know about Instagram. It's not Facebook. It's not Facebook. So what you're posting on Facebook is not working on Instagram because it's not Facebook. You follow me? We love Zuckerberg, right? He may be the daddy of both platforms. He has Instagram and he has Facebook, yes. But it's just like Carrabba's and Outback Steakhouse. You are not going to go into Carrabba's and order a bloomin' onion, are you? They're both owned by the same company, but you're not going to do it. And yet you'll say to me, oh, I do that. I go and I post the same thing I put on Facebook and it's like crickets. All right. Well, is this what your Instagram profile looks like now? I want to give this disclosure straight up. I am not picking on anyone. I am picking on myself. I have done everything wrong that you can do, and now I'm showing you. But if I go to your Instagram page and this is what it looks like, it's just social proof, just listed, open house, celebrating a holiday, a nice profile picture of you and your family, your hubby, your partners, your team, whatever. If this is what it looks like, tell me why someone would follow you. This is boring. This is social proof. Now, I'm not saying there isn't a place for social proof. We do have to do that. I get it. But if this is all it is, it's not going to work. And if your bio says something along the lines of, do you want to buy, sell, or invest with me? And they have random quotes about your life or your horoscope sign or wine lover, random thing, it's not going to attract your ideal follower. Remember, leaning in to who is your avatar. Who are you creating content for? Oh, and let me just point out, does this bio say where the person is? No, I have no idea. I landed on your page. You could be selling in Africa. You could be selling in Chile. You could be selling in Kentucky. I don't know. You haven't told me anything. You have to be consistent with your brand. And I don't mean, for me, obviously Remax is my brokerage. I don't mean that as your brand. Who are you? And we struggle with this. I know it's the internal question I meditate upon every night. Who am I? What do I want in life? It is hard to come up with that answer. But I guarantee that you have an expertise. You have a unique value proposition. What makes you you? What can we lean into that is going to make your page unique? All right. I'm going to tell you right now, this is my other page. You are not to follow my other page. Did you hear me on that? Do not follow the other page or I will unfollow you. I love y'all, but this page I have made specifically for the people of Naples. It's now over 1,000 followers. And I'm happy with that because the people that are on that page have an interest in Naples or live in Naples. That's my ideal community audience. And 1,000 people is a lot of people to get to know. All right. That's my place. But I'm not going to put, this page is dedicated to Naples. Okay. My guide to Naples, facts and history, where to eat, where to shop. Those are all the things I do in Naples. But let's say I was a stager. I'm not a stager. Okay, that is not one of my real estate fortes, although I know a lot of you may be expert stagers. What if you were the staging expert of Naples who helps sell your home for more money? Something along those lines. And then all of the content that is on your grid, this is my page. Page means grid, grid means page, okay? Everything that is on this page is going to be about what my bio says, about staging. So I'm going to give you 3 hacks to staging your house today, 3 hacks to staging the bathroom, what you should not do when you're staging the patio. Everything you teach when you go out to a customer, you're going to take that knowledge and you're going to plug it in as your niche on Instagram. I like to be the Naples expert. Does that mean I don't talk about Bonita Springs? Occasionally. Marco Island? Yeah, sure do. But the gross part of my business is going to be, my grid is going to be this. So when you look at this page, Ultimate Guide to All Things Naples, how much for beachfront land in Naples? All right. This one is real estate oriented, going over the market, right? I talked about the market and I put up a quote from Lawrence Yun. I think that's how we say his last name, Lawrence Yun. All right. Then there's a picture of me with my Remax hat on. That's real estate oriented, but it's kind of more catchier than just putting up a balloon. All right. Then I have a little bit fun of Josh and I selling a house, right? Then I have the alligator whisper. Do you know this about Naples? How did Naples get its name? This type of content here gets shared and gets me noticed and gets me in front of the right people, people that want to know more about Naples. Did you know this? How did Naples get its name? All right, not $1 million in downtown and then great estheticians. This is all about what I said my bio is going to be about. There are no posts of my kids going off to college. There are no posts of my dog. There are no, I love my husband, he's amazing. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. My husband is amazing. All right. He's currently second place in a major golf tournament. All right. He is amazing. That's going to happen in stories. That's where you get to know me better. This is my forward facing, here's my expertise. This is what I want you to know about me, and this is what I want you to come follow. So if I'm doing, like here with Lawrence Yun, if I'm doing a market update, I'm not going to grab a graphic from the board. I'm going to use the information from the board. I'm going to put it in my own voice, my own opinion, my own experiences, and then I am going to quote someone of authority. And guess what? I happen to have a picture with the guy. So I'm going to use that to grab the attention of my audience and raise me up in value and expertise. Not only am I quoting the guy from NAR, I got a picture with him, right? I'm finding ways to really showcase that I have connections and I'm valuable. All right, do we have questions here? I saw a couple of things pop up. Do I have a separate Instagram business page? This is my business page. This is my business page, Tim. It is a creator page, which when you take my coaching, I get into what the differences are and why you want to have that type of page. But this is my Instagram business page. I don't have one that has the social proof. All right. My social proof is me and Josh dancing in front of our latest listing or closing or what have you. I'm not doing a graphic because that's just scroll by material. I'm still going to show up and show them that I am selling houses. I'm just going to do it in a different way. I don't have to spew it with the graphics. All right. And then, yes, I have my business. My other business is Pinky Nose Naples. That is my other Instagram page. Now, if I could, I might change that name to Pinky Nose Instagram. But here's the thing. My brand is Pinky Nose Naples. I now have thousands and thousands and thousands of real estate agents who follow me for tips on Instagram and social media marketing and videos. So that is the content I create on that page now. All right. I don't do my Naples listings as much over there unless I'm using it as a demonstration of what you could do as an agent to learn from this video. So I may show you a listing, but I'm going to show you what I'm doing within that listing. All right. 2 separate accounts. Do I think you should have 2? Absolutely not. If you haven't conquered one, don't do this to yourself. All right? Don't do it. It's a lot of work. This page is second to everything else I do. All right? It is second. It should be more higher on my list. I'm time managing. I'm getting there. All right? Got a lot going on. But do I know that this page works? Yes, because I have been working on it for over a year. I have concentrated. I had made sure that I removed the followers I didn't want there, the people that are not from Naples. I don't want them in there. The real estate agents who are just looking to follow me, they can have this other page. But I am focused. I am focused on creating specific content. Okay? Let me see. Curious to know, do you do all of your own editing, posting, or do you have an assistant? Asking because I'm not part of a team and I am fortunate to have a lot of transactions. Not sure how to, okay. Yes. Okay. So when it comes to my editing, I edit everything myself. All right. I have not found a way to let that go. All right. There are all kinds, you can go on Fiverr. There are all kinds of people out there that will do it for you for a minimal price. I still like to edit because I like to teach editing. So therefore I like to show you the things that I learn. Posting, yes, I do it. My assistant helps me with like this stuff, my coaching and my classes and things of that nature, building my website. That's what my assistant is for right now. She's not for editing. So I can tell you that my team is Josh and I, we're a partnership. All right. I have done this every day. I know that you can do it. You just have to not be overwhelmed and focus on one thing. Focus on one thing. All right. Does the one-on-one coaching, okay, so it's not one-on-one, it's live. Does it give you access to the on-demand classes? Yes, those are the replays you will get for every live class. You'll have access on that same module in the On demand. All right, so Instagram can be overwhelming because there are so many neighborhoods. You go to Facebook, it's pretty easy to figure out. Some people still haven't figured out stories over there, or, reels, or how they work over there. I get it. But Instagram has a lot of what I like to call neighborhoods. Okay, so we're going to break this down. I don't want you to be overwhelmed. This is Instagram for real estate agents. These are the 4 major neighborhoods you need to pay attention to, and the one granddaddy that you should never ignore. All right. You want to be creating posts that go on your grid, posts that go on the grid, on the timeline, posts. You want to be doing Instagram lives when you can. It doesn't have to be every single day. It doesn't have to be once a week, but you should have some sort of rhythm to it in some way, shape, or form. I say that I'm not very good at my rhythm on that, but it's better if you tell people ahead of time, every Friday I'll be talking about staging a different bedroom or whatever, different part of the house. You want to create reels, okay? Reels are very powerful. And then you want to be in the stories. Stories is, honest to God, where the sales happen. You don't believe me because you don't understand stories, but that's where sales happen. But the granddaddy, never ever ignore direct messages. Don't put on the automatic, hey, thanks for, your message. I'm out showing houses. If you need me right away, send a phone. Y'all are not Taylor Swift. All right. You're not that busy. Take off the automatic. Go and respond to the message when you can. Direct messages make the algorithm. They then know who are your biggest fans. Okay. How it works is you have reels that go out. They go out to the Instagram algorithm. They attract followers and non-followers. They bring them in to look at your stuff. They come, they judge, they criticize that profile. They look at the bio. What are you talking about? All right. They're going to look at your post, your grid. They're going to say, is she boring? Is she only talking about real estate and I don't care about it? Or is she making it interesting and educational and of value to me? Then they might pop into your stories, but your stories really are for the people who are already following you. They are already your dedicated fan or your biggest stalker. They are in there because they want to be in there. They're taking their magic finger and they are pressing that bubble to see you. And then you have lives. Lives connects you. Like right now, we're live. We're having this conversation. It is not nearly as powerful as the replay will be. Right? Because you guys are here and I see Anne Marie and I see Tim and I see Angela and Renee, and they can comment and we can have this conversation. And now it feels as though I am talking and having an intimate conversation with them. That is what live video does as well. Okay. Reels, let's talk about them. Reels are short form videos. Land the plane, agents. Land the plane. Stop giving them a bio about yourself at the beginning. We don't need the intro. We don't need to know who you are. Get into it. Show us what you're there to show you. I'm going to show you 2. One is what I call a talking head video where Josh is talking. Another one is a B-roll video. All right. B-roll meaning supplement video of the property. This is one that in October, when I do my real estate reels editing class, this is an example of what it would look like, the type of reel we would create. I've got sunshine. I've got sunshine. I've got All right, so you see that, right? Very fast. It's advertising the property. It's giving you fun facts about the property. All right, this is what sellers like to see. This is social proof. It's better than a graphic. It's going to get more engagement. You use trending audio to get it out there further. Now I'm going to show you a talking head video. All right, it's fast. It's 7 seconds. This video got, I think, over 20,000 views, a crap ton of shares, and had conversations happening in direct messages from my ideal customers.
Guess what? It's a half acre right on the Gulf of Mexico. The price, $23.9 million.
That's it. You're overthinking what you need to explain. I have to tell myself this all the time, right? Simplify it. Simplify it. Just use the little tiny section to grab their attention. He grabbed your attention. That was it. Simple and easy. All right. Reels are 90 seconds or less. They go on your grid. All right. They go on your posts. So everybody can see it until you decide to delete it. Okay. They're there forever. This is content you can take. You can take these reels, you can put them on Instagram. If they're less than 60 seconds, you can put them on YouTube. You can put them on LinkedIn. You have a ton of options on how to use these short form videos. So repurpose. Posts. Posts are going to be pictures or graphics. You can have one or you can have a carousel, which means that there is more than one. Some accounts go up to 20. I don't know why in the world you would need 20, or they go up to 10, okay? This gives them the ability to swipe through. What makes for a powerful post? Great images. Stop sharing crappy photos, all right? I don't want to see them in the MLS and I don't want to see them on Instagram. Give me a great image. What makes you stop the scroll? Start thinking about it. The front door of the house is boring as heck. It's not going to stop the scroll, all right? Is there a hook in your content? You've got to have a hook. What is a hook? A hook can be visual, the image itself. Is it stopping the scroll? It can be the audio, the music. Is the music make you stop and wonder? But more importantly, it's going to be the words on the post and the words in the caption below the post. You got to stop them. You got to think about this. Everybody's creating content, from you to your brokerage, to your husband, to your kid, to the dog in your house. Everybody is creating content. How are you going to grab their attention? This post right here, guess what? Filled me up with a whole bunch of emails because I said comment and you could win a Starbucks. All right. I was giving away 10 Starbucks cups of coffee. They had to give me their email. So guess what? Now they're on my email list. Are they local? Yes, they're local because I asked, how long have you lived in Naples? Very simple. I didn't go to Canva and create some crazy graphic. I made this right there in Instagram. You got to have a call to action and it can't be your phone number. All right. Phone numbers trigger a lot of times the algorithm, FYI, so that it pushes it down in the algorithm because they see it as spammy. Okay. What is a call to action? Comment and win a Starbucks. Share this post with 5 people and I'll enter you to win a Starbucks, whatever. Don't get hung up on hashtags. My older gen peep, you get really worried about those hashtags. If you don't use them, I don't care. If you are going to use them, we're going to focus in on specific hashtags. What is the post about? Don't put random hashtags up like hashtag living the best life, hashtag over here over 40, whatever. Like, you want to be specific. So if I was doing a hashtag on this, it would be hashtag Naples FL, hashtag Naples Florida spelled out, hashtag in the 239 because that's a hashtag for our area code. Those 3 are my hashtags. That's it. They're specific. Okay. When you post, you have to say to yourself, is this for my target audience? Will it bring them value? Will they want to share it? Will they want to comment? Will they want to do something with this post? All right, here's an example of a carousel post I did on a neighborhood. All right, here we go. I'm just going to see if it went. There we go. All right, did you know this about Island Walk? Then I give a couple of fun facts about the community. I'm using those lovely aerial photos, the drone photos, right? I could easily have made this into a reel where I talked about these points. It probably would have been a little bit more exciting. All right. But I'm giving them, this is a carousel post, right? Then I'm giving them the call to action is open house on Sunday. Contact me. There's my disclosure that I'm a real estate agent. Simple, easy, but you got to go into Canva and you do have to create it in there. All right. You got to up your game with the graphics. Sleeping on stories. Agents do this all the time. These are your stories. They're the bubbles at the top. Most agents say, I don't get them. I don't understand them. Of course you don't get them because you're not in them. You're not watching them. You're not engaging with them. All right. Or you're watching people that don't know what they're doing. And therefore you're like, this is stupid. Okay. You got to be watching better people, my friends. All right. If Oprah is doing them, if Gary Vee is doing them, if Tom Ferry is doing them, I think you should be doing them. Okay. It's the behind the scenes. They're there for 24 hours. They can be videos. They can be pictures. They can be just text. They can be a lot of different things, but you're like, they disappear. What kind of marketing is that? Genius marketing. It's must see IG. They got to get in, they got to see it, or it's going to disappear. These people are in it to win it with you. They want to know everything that's going on with you. And that could be as silly as going to the dry cleaner to drop off a jacket that's got red wine on it because John is the most amazing dry cleaner and he just got this red wine stain out, right? Just got this red wine stain out. Your follower who's local might be like, oh my gosh, he's amazing. I want to know who this dry cleaner is. And now you have connected over something as silly that you thought nobody would care about, you going to the dry cleaner. As long as there's a story there, right? What is the difference between a story and a reel? Stories are in the bubbles. They last 24 hours. They can be a video, which is similar to a reel, but a reel stays on your page forever. Stories disappear. Stories are where we get to know you. They deepen the relationship. So this is where we talk about our kids going off to college. This is where you talk about your dog, what you had for dinner, right? Your new shoes, what you're wearing to the wedding. This is the behind the scenes. This could be you at your listing with your photographer showing what goes into you getting the right photos for your listing because you're showing your value. You're showing that value in those intimate stories. You are going to be more in there. People are going to be more interested in you when you create these stories. So don't be in there sharing your horoscope. Nobody cares. Okay. Your favorite cat videos. Okay. If you're going to share your favorite cat videos, at least give me context. Like, oh my gosh, my cat does this. Or does your cat do this? Or I grew up with a cat like this. Give me context to why you're sharing it into the stories. But nobody wants to know about your horoscope unless it says you're going to win the lottery and you won the lottery. Then it's interesting. Otherwise, I don't care. Again, this is what you can do. Up to 60 seconds can the video be. Do I think that your videos in stories should be up to 60 seconds? Absolutely not. That's way too long unless you've got something really important to say. Cut it down into tiny bits and pieces. Aim for about 5 a day. All right. If you're going to start with Instagram and you don't know where to start with stories because it's kind of like an easy way to get into the app and they disappear and there's no like stress over whether or not you've gotten views, if you went viral, there's none of that. Aim for 5. Use the stickers. The stickers are in that little smiley face on stories. Stickers are things like polls, quizzes, the location sticker. Real estate agents, number 1 rule in real estate, location, location, location. Use that sticker so they know where you are. Here's some example of stories. All right, this is behind the scenes of me choosing which photo should I use for my latest listing. I'm telling them about my latest listing. It's putting in the MLS. It's giving them the news, but I'm not being like salesy. Which one do you think I should use for the first photo? Then they vote. Great engagement. Great way to have conversations with people. This one is a video. Real quick, it's a green screen type video where you put the extra photo up here, and then it's a real quick video with a quiz with the right price, okay? People get polls and quizzes confused. Polls you vote on, quizzes have a correct answer. So in this video, it's a price reduction.
Guess what? Our listing in Stone Creek, which is North Naples, this beautiful 4-bedroom, 4-bath plus den pool home just lowered its price. Guess the new price.
Now, people love to play the guess the right price, all right? Now you have people guessing and engaging in your story, and you know who's voted for what or guessed what. You can go in and engage in direct messages, feeding the algorithm more information. Look what I did with the location sticker. This one says North Naples. This one says North Fort Myers. Did I just subliminally tell you that I cover both of these areas? I have a listing here and I have a listing there. I didn't have to jump around screaming about the areas that I cover, because if you watch me consistently, you're going to know that what areas I service. Those location stickers are huge. So how can you be personal? All right, here's one. Where did you move from? Naples, we have a ton of people from out of state, okay? Might not work in your neck of the woods. You might try something like, how long have you lived here? And you do a poll, right? So for me, I said, where did you move from? And I gave them a little bit about me. I was born in Cleveland. My husband was raised in Naples, but by way of Chicago. I'm telling my audience, hey, he's a Naples native. He's been here for a long time. He knows this area. I was born in Cleveland. Guess what? We got a lot of Cleveland people. Could we relate to one another? I'm giving them those little conversation starters. This one, how long have you lived in Naples? I went over, did a poll, and then I shared the poll and said, these are the results. Amazing opportunity to engage and get to know your audience. So if you tell me you have 100 followers, you better tell me that you know about those 100 followers. Because a lot of people, oh, I only have. Well, do you know those 100 people? Have you communicated with those 100 people? Do you know where they're from? Do you know where they're watching from? You better get in there and start asking those questions. Going live. Now I've made you really uncomfortable. Oh my gosh, live. I got to tell you, live is a whole lot easier than doing recorded videos, because recorded videos require editing and perfection. Okay? Live allows me to mess up. I say something wrong. Oops, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say it that way. Okay? I love going live. Live is your opportunity to engage with your audience in a whole new level. Okay. Now, when I've used this slide in another presentation, I talk about the power of influence. And live is a huge influential situation. All right. And I talk about Cindy Crawford. Cindy Crawford has been influencing us for years, decades. She started out with Pepsi. Do y'all remember when she was schlepping Pepsi all over the place? And we would be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get me some Pepsi so that I look like Cindy Crawford. Did you all realize that we did not end up looking like Cindy Crawford if we drank Pepsi, and it was actually the direct opposite if we drank too much Pepsi? Yeah, Now, but we still trusted Cindy because she came along years later and said, hey, I'm with rooms to go. I got some furniture over here. And everybody's like, Cindy must know good furniture because she looks good sitting on the couch. So we go in, we buy from Cindy. And I'm not saying anything bad about Cindy. I'm showing you how influence works. Now, if you're watching old crappy TV shows like I do, you may see the info commercial from Cindy. Now she's schlepping some guy in France with some fruit to put on your face that makes the wrinkles go away. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I've never, ever used it. Okay? Never used it. But we believe Cindy because she looks the way she looks and she talks the way she talks, and we trust Cindy. That's good PR right there, my friends. We trust her. But I'm going to tell you that over the last couple of years, I have worked on my face as far as using new products. I got an amazing esthetician. And I showcase what Jess does to my face with the facials, with the products. And every time I talk about Jess, I influence my audience, mainly ladies over 40, and they will go, whether they're local to see her, or they will do a Zoom call with her to find out about what products might work best for her face. They know, like, and trust me because they have seen me over a year and a half, 2 years. They've watched my skin change. So they know that I am trusted. You have that influence. I don't care if it's 5, 50, 500 people. The only way they're going to be influenced, though, is if you show up. You have got to show up. That's where the viewers are. That's where they get to know you better. Okay? Don't hesitate. Just hit the button and try it. I'm going to give you some experts to check out if you're not following. These are social media and video experts. Katie Lance, Chelsea Pites, amazing they have a lot of real estate agents follow them for advice regarding what to post, where to post, all that good stuff. These two are my mentors, absolutely love them. Virginia Kerr is not specific to real estate. She is specific to helping anybody learn how to do videos better, okay? Great person to follow as well. I like to show off agents that are influencer level, okay? That are actual agents. Jordan Cohen, you may not know him in the RE/MAX world. He's the #1 agent worldwide with selling, all right? I bring him up because Jordan does his own Instagram. If an agent of that size can do his own Instagram, you can too, okay? Glenda Baker, if you don't know Glenda Baker, she's got some amazing stories, and that is the whole point of what I love about Glenda Baker. Other than she's also over 40, so is Amy. They're both over 40. But Glenda has a really amazing storytelling way. Not everybody can pull it off, but I want you to hear and get ideas like, oh yeah, maybe I should share that example that I went through with something similar. See how she tells the story. Amy, I love Amy because again, she's over 50. She'll openly say that. She and her husband, they have an amazing following with the way they showcase their properties. They show you that you can still have fun. She likes to dance and do the lip syncing. I show that because you may not want to. You may want to show up like Jordan Cohen, very professional. That's fine. But maybe you want to have a little fun. Like I did my little Santa outfit. You don't have to do a Santa outfit to get views, right? Like you do you, boo. All right. Now, these are some of my tutorials that I highly, highly suggest following because they are in it and they're doing it. They may not have, gazillions and zillions of followers. That's not the point, my friends. It's about creating the right kind of content. Steve Hall in Philly, love his reels. He has fun, he's funny, and he stays on brand. Amy Lucas, great videos. Great videos, great stories, the way she engages with people. Hope in Austin, again, same thing. Her stories are great. I love the way she showcases luxury listings. Really well done. Mindy, and I cannot say Kesnich in Madison, Wisconsin. Love her too. She has great stories, posts, reels. And then my friend Amy Carroll in St. Pete. All right, all tutorials here, but Amy Carroll, her stories, I want you to watch if you've not watched stories before, because she's going to show you how she does the behind the scenes of every community in the Tampa Bay area. And she does it showcasing one at a time. Love it. I love the way she has a theme for each day. Her stories are really great and well done. Do you have to go to that extreme? No, you don't. But it gives you an idea of what a story can be. All right, so I'm going to play my little coaching here, and then we're going to do Q&A. If you need to depart, we are at 12 o'clock on the dot. I totally understand and appreciate that. This is 1 minute, and then we can have a Q&A talking about whatever you'd like to talk about. So get them ready in the questions below.
A year ago, I was an Instagram hooligan. I had no idea what I was doing. Because of Pinky's guidance, constantly just, Mike, why are you doing this? Mike, why are you doing this? I tell you what, I didn't think it was kicking in. I was selected as the media expert. Get off the fence, jump in, both feet, get in the deep water. You're gonna miss out if you don't do it. Trust me, it's the best decision you'll ever make.
I love Pinky's coaching because she doesn't just tell you what to do, she shows you exactly how to do it.
She is there to make sure that you succeed, and you'll be able to reach back to her, ask her questions, and not only that, you'll be able to attend some additional trainings.
I knew nothing about Instagram. I was scared to death to post. And with my very first post, I received 3 phone calls. Pinky will help you no matter what level you are at. I learned how to get more engagement, start more conversations, and have more fun with it. I would take the class if you had the opportunity. It is so worth it.
So if you're looking for a kick in the pants, I want you to call my friend Sue Pinky Benson today.
And I'm going to email you afterwards. There's going to be a couple of codes. One code, the Realtors of IG, will get you 20% off on the on-demand class if you want to do on-demand coaching. It will get you 20% off on my bundle of webinars for the next 6 months if you want to sign up for my monthly webinars. So you get 20% off on that. You can also use the 20% off on the walkthrough video webinar next month, September 12th. If you want to use it on that, you can as well. If you are interested in going live with me and doing the 6-week live Instagram training, that is $100 off, and you use the code SEPTLIVE100. So September Live 100. And again, those will be in your email. It'll go over to you in I think the next hour or so. It's good for a week. I think it's September 3rd that they are over. The doors to my on-demand library open on September 1st. So as you type in your questions, the difference between on-demand and live. On-demand is you log in and you watch the modules at whatever pace you want. So if you want to go in and you want to watch them all in one night because you're just so excited, go right ahead, knock yourself out. If you want to do it over a couple of weeks, if you want to go back and watch them over, that's fine. There are modules beyond just, like I said, my Instagram coaching. There are modules on video editing. There are modules on other things that I'm doing, like launching a listing on social media. That video is in there as well. So you have access to all of those, and I add them. There's also downloads for each section, which reminds me, I will be sending you a download of today's class. So you will have notes from this class today that you can download as well. Now, the live coaching is 6 weeks. We meet every week. This time it'll be on a Wednesday, 10 a.m. or 4 p.m., your choice, for 6 weeks. You will get access to all the on-demand modules as well. So you get to log into the library and you get to go in there and watch whatever you want at your leisure as well. You get my Facebook group. We have a private Tutelese only group where we do challenges and we talk about current things happening in real estate and we come up with content ideas. That happens in my group on Facebook along with my Instagram private stories. So I have a whole private stories section that you guys don't get to see. I share ideas in there as well for my Tutelese to come up with content for them to help them, right? So then on top of that, with the 6 weeks, you do get my monthly webinars for free. So it's all part of the $1,200 that you pay for the Instagram live coaching, which with the 100 off, it's $1,100. The on-demand course is $497 with 20% off. I think it brings you down to $397. Okay, so that's the difference between the two. Each one gets a one-on-one session with me, a 30-minute one-on-one coaching with me that you take towards the end, if not at the end of you finishing up the modules. All right, so you can't take your one-on-one with me right at the beginning. That doesn't make sense. You got to wait until the end and watch all the modules. All right, do we have questions? Bring them on, my friends. Will the slides be available? Kim, the slides are not available, but you will have the download. So there'll be some of the slide information will be put into those downloads. All right. Why, when you share a reel into stories, it cuts the reel? Because depending on how long the reel is, if the reel is over 60 seconds, it's going to cut it down. And if you are sharing a reel in there, the purpose of sharing the reel in there is to get them to go and watch the reel. So it should just be a tease. It's like going to the movies and just getting the teaser at the beginning. You're just trying to get them in the door to go watch the rest of it. So this was done with InShot. What are we talking about, Angela?
One of your things that you showed in today's class, it looked like it was done with the InShot when I took one class with you, and I was just confirming. It's the one that you kind of did a kick in the air outside the house.
I Did it kick in the air? Oh, that one was InShot. Yes, that was an InShot edited class. This video is InShot. Some of my newer videos are in CapCut because I'm obviously doing the boot camp in there, so I'm learning the ins and outs of everything CapCut, which is a lot, by the way. Any other questions? I think
I have one more if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you heard of the app Real Trends? Any use for that? It's mostly like getting updated hashtags, trending hashtags, stuff like that.
But I don't think you need to be worried about hashtags. Like, I would rather you be focused on your keywords and your search engine optimization on every single post. Because when I go and I look at a real estate agent's post on Instagram or Facebook, the biggest mistake you make is you are assuming that the audience knows what you're talking about. And if you were to take off the hat of knowing everything about that post that you just put up and said, okay, I'm just a person showing up, looking at this and reading it, would I know who it's about, where it's about, when it's happening, like the who, what, when, where, why? Like, you need to make sure that those questions are being answered, especially the where. With listings, I don't know how many times I see it where I have no idea where they're talking about the property. That's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, it's got a pool, it's this price, it's near this. Well, where is near this? You know, my friend Susan Reno, we were talking the other day about one of her listings, and she made a comment, oh, it's near, and forgive me, I don't know Atlanta, but it was near the Tribe Stadium, like the baseball, right? And I'm like, okay, if that's where it, then you need to write that in. Do you want to live near the Tribe, right? Like, do you want to be walking distance, 10 minutes away? Just like you do with your listings, you've got to think about those words because they really matter. The hashtags, not as much. Okay, so let's see. Michelle says the best hashtags are related to location or content. Yes, it's going to be really related to the content, because let's say I put up a post of a picture of me in Orlando and I put up hashtag Naples, Florida. Like, I don't want to do that. It's not related to the content, right? So it's really, and I don't know that I necessarily use the hashtag Orlando because that's not necessarily important to my audience when I'm talking about that post. Right? Like, I'm not looking to find Orlando followers because they're looking for content about Orlando. Follow me? All right. Any other questions? You can ask me about the coaching if you'd like. I have no question. I just want to tell you that I saw you at 20. Oh, well, thank you, Alejandra. I appreciate. Oh, that is so nice. I gave her some confidence. I love it. Thank you, Alejandra. I'm happy to inspire, and I'm happy to always talk to you if you've got, like, things that you're worried about that you can't overcome. I've been there. I've been doing this for 15 years. I sell a lot of real estate. I know what it's like. Like, I may like to be in front of the camera, but I do know what it's like to not want to be in front of the camera and what makes you stop and pause. All right. I had the biggest excuse ever. My son passed away and I could have just said, forget it. I'm not going to do this anymore. And instead I felt like this was what I was supposed to do, that I was supposed to get in front of the camera and I was supposed to keep going. And why did I want to keep going? Because I wanted to get to this place where I'm able to help you agents learn that, like, I know you struggle with the marketing side of it, especially social media. So let me help you. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help you. So anybody else? Renetta, how'd I do?
Hi, it's Renita.
Renita.
One question I have is, I'm always confused on, a reel versus just because I've been doing those little quick walkthrough videos. Like, I'll take like B-roll shots inside of house and put it together like in CapCut, and like I may put it out on TikTok or whatever, but I don't know.
More of a reel. That's more of a reel.
Okay.
Yeah, that's more of a
So should I
reel.
post that on the Instagram post as a reel?
As a reel, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. All right. CY says, with the purchase of 6 weeks, does the access go away? No, you have access. Like, all of my tutorials, all the tutorials that are in here, they all got access to it. So you'll get access to it forever. That's yours. Have fun with it. So I like to give, all right? Like my coach, my business coach tells me I give too much. And Shelly Trout, if she's still in here, she tells me I give too much too. So anybody else? Anybody else have questions today? Let me know. I see a lot of non-faces, so I'm assuming you're all driving cars, listening to my amazing voice as you drive cars. All right. All right. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. I'm happy to help you. And again, there'll be an email that comes out here with the download and the codes. So I hope to see you in a future class. Please reach out to me with any questions. All right. I'll see you later, guys.